I messed up. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm gonna do better. And I think that is what Jay should have done, y'all. This is what he should have said. All right.
All right, Jay should have been like, Sahar, I just want to tell you, I was doing too much and I apologize for that. All the texts and every time we seen each other, I would hug you. I was probably doing too much. And for that, I take accountability and I apologize. I shouldn't have led you on in that way. I should have let you know that I see you just as a friend, not as a connection. So that was my bad on that. And right now I'm really feeling like I'm gonna just Kiki is my connection. That's who I'm gonna pursue. So I just wanted to apologize. That's why I brought you out here. And from here on, we'll just do the friend thing, and it's all love.
You see, it's accountability. Okay. Boom. Period. What's up, y'all? What is up? Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That always makes me feel so good. Look, we are here for Ready to Love season 10. I don't be knowing the episode, so just check the description. I think it's 9, but don't hold me to it. Look, I know it's Wednesday. I know, but I be trying my best. I'm fighting for my life. My youngest son, Drew, turned 1 last weekend. Okay. I have a women's conference coming up on Friday. I'm planning the family reunion for Labor Day next Monday. I'm living by the second. I'm living by the minute. You see what I'm saying? So I just be out here fighting for my life. But I'm here. Okay. I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. And sometimes just showing up is enough. That's all you can do. Okay. I know I said I would, because this show comes out on Friday night. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to have the episodes posted by Sunday. I'm not going to have the episodes posted by Sunday, y'all. I'm sorry. I got 3 kids. It's a lot going on. Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm going to hit y'all on one of those days every week. Okay. All right. All right. So let's get into it. So we left off at last episode. One of the ladies had to go home. And we learned this episode that Deonna was the one that got voted off. Um, I don't know, y'all. I thought it was not funny. I just didn't understand why Khalil needed to ask her where they stood. He was like, "Yeah, I just want to know where we stand. Like, are we friends or we gonna be together?" She was like, "Nah, I kind of just see us as friends." And he was like, "Okay, well, you're not ready to love." I was like, "Dang, Khalil." She was gonna get kicked off regardless, so I just didn't understand like why he needed to even do that piece. Like, y'all don't have anything. Like, come on. So I thought that was and I love Khalil. I think he's one of the best guys, if not the best guy on here. But I did think that was like a tad bit tacky. Just a tad bit. Okay. Just a tad. Just a tad. But I was happy that Deanna said maybe she needs to not come off as so independent. I said, yes, Deanna. Yes. Good job. That's what we've been trying to tell you the whole time. Okay. So I was really glad that she felt that way. And don't get me wrong, it's good to be able to handle your business and do for yourself. That is a really good thing. But when you have a partner, that's somebody else that you can help that can help share the load with you. You see what I'm saying? And I think it really takes vulnerability to allow someone the space to walk alongside and do life with you. You see what I'm saying? And Deanna, she want her partner in the back seat. She like, don't worry about it. You see what I'm saying? I can drive. I can set the GPS. I'll respond to texts. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing everything in the car. Just get in. Just get in the back. Get in the trunk. Angie, same thing. Them two are the same. Angie drove herself to that hospital, y'all, in labor. I cannot let that go. I'm gonna bring that up every episode. That was crazy. Okay, both of them are the same. It's cool to be independent. It's cool to Be about your business. That's very good. But when you have a partner, you gotta be vulnerable enough to say, you know what, some things I'm gonna sit back. Some things I'm gonna let you handle. Some things we're gonna handle together, and some things I'll keep for myself. But her and Angie, I don't think they understand it. It's everything. I'm gonna do it if I can do it, type of thing. So I was really happy that Deonna was able to be enlightened in that way. Because a lot of times when these people get kicked out, they're like, "Well, I wouldn't change nothing. I wouldn't do nothing different. I'm just be me." And so I was happy that she said that. All right. So then next we go. They do a drinking game. Okay, because what else are you gonna play, right? I mean, can we be creative? Can we come up with anything else? No. Okay, so on Ready to Love, this is what we do at the house. We do truth or dare every single time. All right. No, you know what? Come on. Um, but anyway, I'm not gonna get on production. I'm staying focused. Okay. Now, so basically what they were doing, they read out a question, and if you agreed, I think you take a drink, or don't, one of them, you take a drink. Okay. The only thing I really got out of this was Angie, but I think she was drunk, so I'm gonna give her a pass. But two questions. One of them was, if you give 100% commitment in all of your relationships. And they said, "Well, take a drink if you give 100% commitment in all your relationships." She was like, I was like, "Whoa, okay." And then the other one was, "If you love commitment, take a drink." So, everybody drank, and yeah, Angie was like, I was like, "What's going on here?" And again, y'all know I'm out on Angie anyway. It's she on strike 5. Like it's a lot going on. But and again, I'm gonna give her a pass because she did look like she was a little drunk. And then two, production could be playing tricks on us. Maybe that she was doing that to another question and they made it seem, they can do stuff like that too. But I just thought that was I thought those were like layup questions. So I was confused on why she was like not drinking for those. Um, and then, they of course they ask all these sexual questions, and that was just turning Cam on. Because you remember last episode, Cam was out on Angie because she was like, "Yeah, if you mess up, I'm liable to bust your windows out your car," type of thing. But because she was talking very sexual in this game, Cam was like, "Yeah, I knew me and Angie, it was a connection. That's why she my connection." I was like, "Lord, it don't take much." Like, just remember though, when you mess up, she gonna be smashing those windows. She always gonna be on the phone with that ex because that's her best friend. You know what I'm saying? And then remember, she gonna be picking fights just so y'all can make up. So let's not forget all the strikes Angie has, okay? But because she was talking sexual in this game, Kim just erased all that from his memory. He was back on track. And then another thing, another question that they said was, would you ever get married to somebody without test driving? And they meant, would you get married to somebody without having sex first? And they all were like, "Oh my God, no." You know what I'm saying? And I just want to dispel this myth. I think that's a flawed way of thinking because it could be some of you or people out there watching. It's like, "Oh, dang, I guess I got to have sex before marriage." And that's not true. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, me and my husband didn't quite make it, but we were trying. Because we dated for about 2.5 years, and we even went a full year. You know what I'm saying? Clap it up for us. That's hard. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, because how many people know you can fall, but you can get back up? Okay, but we were actively trying to do the right thing. You see what I'm saying? So I just think that's a flawed way of thinking. Because it's like, let's say that you have somebody that you really love, like you guys are compatible, they check all your boxes, all the things, and you have sex with this person, and let's say it's just so terrible. It's like, oh my God, it's so bad. Would that make you look at that person different? And I don't know, maybe what I'm just saying, like, would you not be with that person because of sex? I'm like, are people really doing that? And then two is like, most of us are getting married in our 20s and 30s. If you're going to live to 80, I mean, you're going to be married to this person for 40, 50 years. It's like, let's just say it's terrible. Oh my God, it's just so bad. It's like, can't you get better? Can't you teach them what you like? They teach you what they like. You know what I'm saying? I've never understood when people like, oh my God, you gotta try it. So then you try it and it's so good, but then y'all break up in 3 months and then you have regrets and you upset and you mad and it's a whole thing. So if you out there and you really trying, don't listen to these people. It can be done. Okay. Was that a tangent?
This is a tangent.
Okay, back to it. Okay, so then Khalil and Tay. So Khalil sits down with Tay, and I just don't really remember them being a connection. But I could be off. I just thought it just seems like it was more recent. I didn't remember them being a connection from the beginning, but I could be missing it. So Khalil wants to talk to Tay about her timeline on having kids. Once he gets married, he doesn't want to have kids for another 4 or 5 years. And this is news to Tay, as she told Khalil from the beginning that she wanted kids within 2 to 3 years. So she is upset that she is just that he's just now telling her this because she wouldn't have gotten close to him. And Khalil said he was looking for the right time to tell her. Um, and y'all, and I love Khalil. Like I said, I think he's one of the best guys on here. But I had to be with Tay on this. You know, kids are a very big deal, and that's one of the big things that you got to agree on. Definitely, I think religion and kids. So I don't know why it took Khalil so long to tell her this. My belief is that Tay was not one of his first options. Once the whole Deonna thing flared out and whoever, I can't remember the other people he was talking to, but I feel like once these other women flared out or didn't work, I think then he spent the block and was like, oh, hey, Tay, it's me. Remember it? I think that's what happened. And that's why he's like, oh, shoot, I got to tell her this now. 'Cause I feel like he wasn't really taking her that serious in the beginning. I'm thinking that's what happened because I'm like, why else would you string her along? Why else would you wait this out? Knowing that you guys have a very big difference on the timeline for kids. Um, and then too, I felt obviously this wasn't a strong connection because they were both so quick to let it go. Like neither one of them are willing to budge. They were like, "Oh, you want a 2 to 3? I'm 4 to 5. All right, well, let's be friends. All right, cool. It's good to know you. Give me a hug." I was like, "Dang." They didn't even fight for it. I feel like if it's somebody that you really like, love, you guys are really gelling, and there's certain things, that you don't see eye to eye on. You may try to like, can we compromise on 3 years? You know what I'm saying? Like you might try to, because all of us have had this, fictitious checkbox in our heads of what we want in a mate, and then nobody's perfect, right? So you gonna meet somebody that may, check 7 of the 10. So on those other three, you'll be like, I mean, I guess, you know what I'm saying? And so I was just surprised that they didn't even try to figure it out, talk it out. Like, okay, so are you saying 4 years from the time we start talking? Do you mean after we're engaged? Do you mean 4 years from when we're married? Like, they didn't even try to get a better understanding. It was just like, all right, cool, I'm out. So I was like, okay, I guess that didn't really seem like a serious connection on either side because neither one really tried to get further understanding. And then too, some words of advice for Khalil. I didn't realize Khalil was 31. He looks like I would have gave him like a strong 36, 37, 38. He looks much older. It's like, dang, you just turned 30? Like, yeah, so he's 31. So what I would tell Khalil is that 4 to 5 years is a really long time. I think that's very scary for a woman and Tay is 35. So to her point, like, dang, I'm gonna be 40. You know what I'm saying? So I think Khalil, what he needs to do is to look for women in their 20s and date women in their late 20s. Probably about like 27, 28, 26 and up is kind of the age range that he needs to be looking at. Because like I said, if you tell a woman in her 30s, 4 to 5 years, it's like, right. But in your 20s, it's not that big of a deal. Like when I got married when I was 26, and so I wasn't thinking about nobody kids in my 20s, okay? I was like Khalil, like, let's have fun, let's travel, let's do us. But when I hit 30, I was like, I just got into a panic, praying to God for children and everything. So it's very different mindset from 20s to 30. So I think he's gonna have to either come off of that. 45 years is a really long time. I mean, you can travel and have good fun in 2 to 3. So I don't know where he got that from. But again, he's 31. So I kind of can see him like, yeah, I got a couple more years until I get into the kid game. So I would just think that I think he needs to date and find women in their later 20s. And then for Tay, I would tell her, don't be so pressed for kids that you rush the relationship. I always say you need to at least date somebody for 2 years to just see all the things. It's so many different situations and circumstances that you need to see somebody in. And I don't think you can see everything properly within 3 months or 6 months or a year or whatever. So I always say like 2 years. Now don't let them take too long. It shouldn't be 5 years or eight. Okay. But about, 2.5, to four at the most. Four is really pushing it. But I just think that you need that amount of time. So, given that she's 35, what could happen is that she could get with somebody and be so pressed to, I gotta hurry up so I can have kids. And she can just be overlooking a lot of things because she wants to get married so quick and have the kids, as we'll see later. So I think she has to watch out for that. Um, And then also, I think the other thing she needs to make sure that whoever she does marry, they have to be on board with having kids immediately. And I think she's doing that. I think that's why she said it up front with Khalil. But yeah, she needs to keep doing that. Like, hey, I want to have kids immediately. I'm 35. Are you cool with that? And she needs to make sure that God is okay with that. All right. So next we go over to Jay and Kiki. Um, so Kiki is still mad at Jay for how him and Sahara were giving each other those massages the day before. Y'all remember that? So Jay comes outside and sits beside her and apologizes for how it looked, but tells her it's nothing between him and Sahara. She asks, and then so Kiki asks Sahara to come outside, and she wants Jay to confirm that him and Sahara don't have a connection. Sahara feels like her and Jay are close, right? And they do have a connection, but Jay tells her they do not, and they're just friends. So then Sahara kind of was over it, and she gets upset, and she goes back inside. And then Kiki got upset and went back inside too, and left. They left Jay outside by himself. Oh, y'all. I just thought that Jay, first of all, and I might be in a minority for this. Like I told y'all last episode, this is a game show. I don't know what Kiki is doing. Like, that's the whole point of this. People are having different connections. I didn't think the point was you're mine and we're not talking to anybody else. So although I told y'all that is an idea that I had, I think there should be something called a love connection where you can claim one person and not get kicked off the show. But anyway, um, yeah, it's like Kiki. We going on day what, 3 of this, 2.5 of dragging this out. And then another thing she said later on in the show was like, "Yeah, I had to be mad uh for 2 days to let you know that you can't just do something to me and then I forgive you all quick." And I just think y'all overall, I told y'all this. I think Kiki is very immature. And from the previews of the next episode, it's just a lie. I just think she's immature because I think she's in her 30s too. So it's like, are we punishing people for 2 and 3 and 4 days? I think that's immature in your 30s, y'all. I just think it is. In your 20s and below, of course, high school, college, all that. But by the time we get in our 30s, I think we need to be able to be more adept at conflict management and resolution, especially with your partner. I think, you should be, and look, I always tell y'all, I'm not above it. I was the ice queen in my 20s, okay? I'm an only child. I don't need interaction. I can go a month without talking to a soul and be good. You see what I'm saying? So I could do the passive aggressive thing. I cannot talk to you and it's all good. You know what I'm saying? But that was in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? I was sending the 5-page text to my husband talking about I was mad. You see what I'm saying? Bullet points and all. Um, but we progress. Now I can just go to him and say, "Hey, something you did bothered me. I have this concern, whatever. We can sit down and we can talk about it. We can get past it and we can move on." But to be in your 30s and still icing people out and not talking people to people for 2 and 3 days, you gotta stop that. You gotta be better than that. Like I said, you should be able to talk to this person. And to her point, let's say you do sit down like an adult and say, "Hey, what you did with Sahara, that really bothered me. That kind of made me feel dumb." Now, if he goes and does it again, then that's not the person for you. You know what I'm saying? Because that was her whole thing. I gotta ice you out for 2 and 3 days, so you'll know that I'm serious, and you won't just do it again. You should be able to talk to him, and he should know that you're serious, and he shouldn't do it again. And if he does, then that's not the person for you. So I think Kiki is a little immature, right there. I thought her and Jay was super lame for this. Um, I could be wrong, but I feel like at some point in time, everybody on this show has felt uncomfortable because everybody, most for the most part, has multiple connections. So everybody has felt uncomfortable at one point in time because they see their connection, off in the corner talking to somebody else or hugged up on somebody else, or everybody's been like, ah, but Kiki is the only one that's taking it so to heart, and I'm mad, and I mean, everybody, Rose, Kim, Hussein, like everybody's dealing with this same emotion. So I just don't know why Kiki just like, no, you are mine, and you cannot talk to anybody else unless you tell me, and yeah, I just thought this situation was kind of messed up how they did Sahara. Um, and I told y'all last episode too. I hate when guys string women along, and I told y'all,
Clock it.
I
Clock
told
it.
y'all, I clocked it. I was like, that's what Jay is doing. I was like, he's doing that to stay on the show to get her vote. Because it can be dicey if you only have one person. If everybody knows you want one person, they could vote you off because you're not helping us. We want to keep our people on. And so I felt like he was stringing Sahara along, one to stay on the show, and the other half of me, and I think this is the same thing with Cam. I think men can sometimes like that spicy energy. Sahara brings that. Like what? Who? Huh? A lot of guys like that energy. Now they might not want to be with you for real, but they get off on that. So I think Kim and Jay kind of had that in common. They kind of does something for them. Now I don't think they would choose her in the end, but I do think they kind of enjoy that back and forth banter thing that's happening. But all in all, I felt like he was stringing her along, and I didn't think that was right. I didn't think that was fair because, like I said, you string. What happens is a guy gives you so much attention, right? So you're thinking, oh, he likes me. He's texting me constantly. When I see him, we give each other hugs. He pulled my chair out. He fixed my foot. You know what I'm saying? Like guys, they do all of this boyfriend s stuff, and then like, who me? Nah, we just friends. You know what I'm saying? So don't let guys do that to you. Like you need to know what bucket you're in. Like, are we talking? Are we dating? Are we boyfriend and girlfriend? Or are we just friends? Like I need to know. If you have a guy that's just a friend, don't have him like constantly texting you like that. My friends that are guys, they don't text me like that, or at all because I'm married. You know what I'm saying? So it's just you gotta watch that because they'll put you in a trick bag and then play you like, what you mean? I text all my female friends, or some stuff like that. So don't let them play you out. And that's what happened to Sahara. Um, so yeah, like I said, Jay knew he didn't like Sahara. He did too much. Um, Then I just thought to bring her outside and have embarrass her like that, that was kind of cold blooded. I know Jay was like, dang. Cause she was like, bring her outside. He was like, bring her outside then. I know he didn't really want to do that, but it was like, dang, I kind of got to go through with it. Um, yeah, but I just thought that was so mean for him to embarrass her like that. Like, you've been texting her. Yeah, you might not have been saying babe or whatever, but you've been texting her, y'all been laughing, you've been spending time with her. So then just to say like, "Oh, I don't know what you talking about. We definitely don't have a connection. We just friends." I thought that was messed up. Let me do my little button, y'all, because I just think it's funny. This is what, and y'all know me, I'm always like, I always preach accountability. That's the best thing you can always do. When you mess up, raise your hand and say, "It was me. I did wrong, everybody." Take accountability. I told you I teach my 7-year-old that all the time. It was me. I messed up. I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm going to do better. And I think that is what Jay should have done, y'all. This is what he should have said. All right.
All right, Jay should have been like, Sahar, I just want to tell you, I was doing too much and I apologize for that. All the texts and every time we seen each other, I would hug you. I was probably doing too much. And for that, I take accountability and I apologize. I shouldn't have led you on in that way. I should have let you know that I see you just as a friend, not as a connection. So that was my bad on that. And right now I'm really feeling like I'm gonna just Kiki is my connection. That's who I'm gonna pursue. So I just wanted to apologize. That's why I brought you out here. And from here on, we'll just do the friend thing, and it's all love.
You see, it's accountability. Okay. Boom. Period. That's all you got to do. And I think this is another thing I'm going to teach my sons too. Whenever first of all, don't waste women's time. When you feel like this isn't going anywhere as a man and you know that, release that woman, let her go. And not only let her go, but you let people go with dignity, with pride, right? If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. You don't got to slander nobody. You shouldn't be talking bad about her to other people. You need to let her go with her head held high, like, "Hey, it just didn't work between us, but you're great. You're awesome. I wish you the best." Okay. It don't gotta be a negative situation. You right? Because you're gonna date, talk to multiple people, and you're gonna have to talk to multiple people to find your person. But let's leave people with their head held high. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't like how Jay did this at all. I thought that was so rude to tear her down in that way. um, and the other thing that got to me, y'all, I low key, I don't even know if it's low key. Y'all probably seen it too. I felt like Kiki was enjoying it. Did y'all feel like that? I almost felt like while Jay and Sahara were talking, she was kind of sitting back, like kind of enjoying it, like almost like a yeah getter type of thing. Again, immature. Kiki is very immature. And I know that because when Kiki went, I mean when Sahara went back in, at some point she told Jay like, "Yeah, you didn't check her." So it's almost like she wanted Jay to like tear Sahara down instead of just um her anger being directed at Jay. I just thought it was unnecessary for her even to bring Sahara out. Her thing was, let me bring Sahara out and then you need to check her and tell her you're with me. And I just thought that was just yikes. Yikes. Um, and then on top of that, Jay, because again, if I'm Jay and I'm seeing all this, I'm like, granted, I messed up, but if I'm Jay and I'm seeing all this, I'm like, dang, I don't know if this is the type of person I want to be in a relationship with. In that every time I mess up, she's gonna ice me out for 2 and 3 days, and she gotta punish me and do all this stuff. That's what I would be thinking about if I was Jay. But no, 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 not Jay. I gotta win my woman back. I just gotta work harder. I was like, you know what? Y'all deserve each other. And I hope they're together because he seems to like this as well. And then shouts out to Sahara for, oh, wrong one. Sorry. Let me go back. Shouts out to Sahara for just saying, you know what? Y'all be great. And I'm out. Okay. Because that was a lot. Okay. So then we go over to Hussein and Angie. Now Angie has homework from Tommy in the last women's vault. She has an issue with men leading, and we know this. Who was it? Cam? Maybe 2 episodes ago. Maybe it was last episode. Was like, yeah, I like to lead, and Angie started itching and scratching. I was like, whoo, that word. Like, I was like, dang, Angie, you just need to be by yourself. It's okay. But anyway, she has an issue with a man leading, and she says it stems from her having to be super independent and being one of 11 siblings and the baby. Um, and she is, what was I trying to say? Oh yes, so she asks Hussein, what does it mean for him to lead? Okay, so again, she has this whole issue about leading, y'all. And like I told y'all, like I just think like it's okay. You don't have to be married. You don't have to be in a relationship. Nobody's forcing anybody to do anything in his life. So it's like if that's not what you want, like it's okay. And I just don't think Angie is in the place to be in a relationship right now, just like Deonna. So anyway, she asked Hussein, what does it mean for him to lead? And he says it means leadership to him means taking care of things and doing things with intention. And I always tell y'all, like, I know this is a show. I know this was like a 5 minute clip. So maybe they have talked about this in depth. I don't know. But I'm always wary when people ask these big questions, right? And somebody says, uh, taking care of things and doing things with intention. And you're like, oh, perfect. Whew, thank you. I'm just like, what does that mean? Like, I need to know exactly what I don't know what taking care of things means. I know in my life, I got 3 kids, shoes need to be bought, baby needs some milk, gotta make a doctor appointment for this one. This one they gotta wear orange t-shirts on Wednesday. Bills need to be paid. I need some clothes, family need groceries. It's a lot that needs to be done. So when you say taking care of things, it's like, what does that mean? Do you mean you're doing all of that? Does that mean you're just going to provide and give me the money? And I do all the things. Like I would just need to know in more depth of what that means and doing things with intention. Again, I don't know what that means. So I just always think because it was another show I was watching where they asked this really convoluted question, and the person's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna just be there and I'm gonna love you," and the woman's like, "Oh gosh, thank you. That's exactly what I wanted to hear." And I'm like, "What does that mean?" So anyway, Angie, yeah, I guess she felt good about that. And then Angie to her being a stand-up, she was saying leading means being a stand-up man. Again, I don't know what a stand-up man is. I guess she means maybe not cheating. Like I need to know the actions. You see what I'm saying? Do you mean somebody with morals, integrity, maybe doesn't cheat on you? I don't know. And a man that wants to be there. So again, I would want to dig into that. If I was just saying, like, what do you mean? Has something happened in your past where a man said they was gonna be there, but where they promised something and didn't do it? Like what? I would just need. I don't know. It might be the professor in me. I don't know. I need to know like specifics. I can't function in these large generalities that they be doing. And then he also mentioned, she also said creating stability and a space for love. So okay, I can get with that. But I would just both of them, I would need to dig deeper, especially for Hussein. Angie has an issue with leadership, okay? And he says that he wants to come home to a woman that feels like he doesn't want to come home to a woman that feels like she's the man of the house. And Angie immediately started laughing. She was like, and I was like, if I'm Hussein, I would just have to dig so much deeper. And because Angie is gonna fight you tooth and nail, her and Deonna, right? They come with the hammer and the nails and they are fighting. And so if I'm a guy where leadership and running my home is very important to me, I wouldn't even go down that path. Like, why even? Like I said, they need to be with men that are cool with the woman running the show, and the man is kind of like sitting on the passenger side and he cool with that. And those men exist. You see what I'm saying? But like I told y'all, women that are type A, a lot of the times, I'm not saying everybody, most of the time, women that are type A, they want a strong man. I'm like, no, you don't need a strong man, sis. You need laid back. You need a man that's gonna say, yeah, whatever you want, babe, go ahead. That's what you need. All right. So I don't think they would work. Um, um, yeah, so that's pretty much all on that. And then Angie was also, as soon as he said that, Angie was like, well, my mama was strong. It's like, Angie, just stop. It's okay. It's okay. She not gonna relent, y'all. So then Rose and Cam. So Cam tells Rose that he wants to spend more time with her because he can feel her slipping away, and he wants to step it up to show her she is still important. And you know what, y'all? With this, I said that Kiki can take some notes from Rose. This is how you do it, y'all. Okay, listen, women, don't ever chase after nobody. Don't chase after no man. I always tell y'all, if a man likes you, if a man wants you, he will pursue you. Period. That's it. Period. He'll chase you. He'll come after you if he really like you. Okay. It won't be a, well, my battery had died and that's why I didn't text you for the last 3 days. Or, uh, I was going through something. Period. Okay. He wants to know how your day was. Okay. He wants to know what you doing after this. What he wants to know. Okay. He'll pursue you. And so I think Rose did a good job here of not doing too much. That's what I'm saying. Sit back, ladies. You don't gotta do too much. Okay. Now Rose do be doing a lot. She was buying those shirts. I don't know about the shirts. Okay. But I loved how she navigated the house over these 2 days, and how she was like, you know what, do your thing, and I'm not mad. She wasn't pulling a Kiki, and I'm upset because you. She was like, nah, go ahead, and I'm gonna do my thing, and I'm chilling. And as you can see, he was like, uh oh, I think she might be slipping away. Let me go over there and make sure. You know what I'm saying? He came to her. So yeah, that's what I got out of that. And then Tay and Cisco. Tay, run, girl. What is happening? Cisco knows exactly what he was doing. He tried to seduce her. I feel like it worked. He got this whole massage thing going on. Um, I don't know if y'all remember this, but Cisco doesn't own a vehicle. Cisco doesn't have a place of his own. He stays in a room in someone else's house, like in the basement. And y'all, I get it. People fall on hard times. But if I think it's different if you are with somebody, okay, and they lose their job or something happens, and that's your man, that's your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, that's different. But when you're not attached to someone and they're already down, they don't have a vehicle, they don't have a house, all this other stuff. It's like I can't, I don't, maybe I'm different. I don't know. I don't understand that. Like, no. I think if Cisco is just that great of a person, I think she needs to give Cisco a timeline and needs to put that in place for him to get a place of his own and to get a vehicle. And that, again, that may sound harsh, y'all, but we in our 30s. Like, this is not, I'm 21, you 23, let's figure it out type of thing. Like, no, she 35. I don't know how old Cisco is. I'm thinking he's mid 30s too. Um, And I'm not trying to be harsh, but you got to remember, y'all, we don't really know Cisco. She met him 3 weeks ago, right? we don't really know why he's in this situation. And that's why you got to be careful trying to run in and play some like savior to somebody that's on bad times and they give you some sob story that could be true, but it also could not be true. We don't know why Cisco's in this situation. Is he bad with his money? Does he not pay his bills on time? Did he get evicted? Does he job hop? Can he not keep a steady job? Is he at this one for 2 months and then somebody said something, he got mad, so I had to leave, and now he had another one, or he missing too much time? We don't know. I think he mentioned it was a divorce, and that just threw his world into a tailspin. Maybe so. Maybe that divorce was 5 or 6 years ago, and it's like, okay, why haven't you got back on your feet? We don't know. So that's what I'm saying. I would be weary to date somebody in our mid 30s, that doesn't have a vehicle and they don't have a place of their own. Like I have a lot of questions. And you're not just gonna be able to massage my back and it's all good. Another thing that concerned me about Cisco, he kept saying, not at this exact terminology, but he said in a roundabout way, he needs his woman to encourage him. I need my woman to support me. He said that like 3 or 4 times. And although that is true, it's starting to concern me because I almost wonder. He talked about depression. And I just think men specifically, now all of us as humans, but men specifically need to be self starters. You need to be able to get yourself up in the morning, go to your job, um, be motivated without needing a woman to cheer you on in the background. If y'all remember just over the episodes, I keep hearing him alluding to, yeah, but once I have my woman, if I had that woman telling me, cheering me, and it's like, nah, like I need you to be able to do that on your own. That's all humans really, but that's especially important for men. You can't depend on me and siphon all my energy just so you can do what you need to be doing. Like I need to see. I I don't know what Tay is thinking, but I would just need to see over a period of time, like, okay, I'm gonna give you a year and a half. I'm 35. I'm trying to have kids, right? She was so pressed about this timeline with Khalil. I'm like, what do you think is gonna happen with you and Cisco? I mean, y'all wouldn't even have a place to stay. I guess he would come live with you and use your car. I don't know. But that would just concern me. Like I have a heart for everybody, but in your mid 30s, I'm gonna need you to at least have your own place and have a car and have a stable career and job before you consider, taking me in and providing for me and giving me protection and all these things. So maybe I'm in the minority. Y'all let me know in the comments if I'm missing it. I just, like I said, it's different if you are already with somebody and something happens, they lose a job, something like that. But I'm not signing up to be with somebody that doesn't have all these things in place. And like I said, it's not about the things; it's about what led up to that. That's what I would be trying to dig into. Why don't you have your own place? How long has this been going on? Why don't you have your own car? What are your finances look like? I would just have, again, it might just be a professor with me. I'll be having questions, y'all. You talking about somebody that I'm gonna do life with forever? Like I'm gonna have questions. You can't just give me a massage and it's all good. Um, but anyway, y'all. So that was all from the show. Then we had the round table. And the one thing that I thought was funny from the round table, Rose said she knows. She was like, I know Cam. Okay, let me do my button just because I think it's funny.
I know Cam on a deeper level than the other ladies because I ask him questions.
I thought that was hilarious. And the other ladies was like, what? Why? How you know him deeper? And then she also said Hussein was such a gentleman. I said, Rose, I had just gave you props, but sis, you missing it on both of these guys. Neither one of them are a prize. Um, you already know it's Cam Ike Turner up out of here, right? He soon as y'all get together, he gonna be like,
Now, I know what you're trying to do, but it's like I think men should do this and women should do that. And you guys gotta let me lead. You need to fall back. You need to get in line.
and then Hussein gonna be like,
Like, so when we having sex, because I'm a sex addict, and I know we just had sex like an hour ago, but when we gonna do it again? And are you gonna do those positions we talked about that my homeboy said was talking about? Yeah.
oh my gosh, Rose, run. So yeah, that was the episode. And then ultimately Khalil went home. Khalil was my favorite. I'm glad he didn't end up with any of these ladies, to be honest. I mean, everybody on this show, it's just a lot. So I think Khalil should hold his head high and not be disappointed that he didn't leave with any of these ladies because it wouldn't have worked out anyway. So yeah, Deonna's gone, Khalil's gone. They didn't have any connections, so it makes sense. So I'm not sure how many episodes are left, but yeah, I'll be very interested to see what the whole Cam and Hussein thing, because they got like a love triangle matrix going on. So yeah, that's all I got, y'all. I will be back next Tuesday or Wednesday because I'm being real realistic these days. Okay, so I'll see y'all.